All right, another day. Today we're gonna talk about putting the shoes on is how we all start our days. About knowing your craft. It's important to know your craft because there's a lot of knowledge involved in the office. Gotta love it. I put this here because when I drive, the key used to bounce and hit the plastic, and now it's nice and quiet. I am on my way to a new coffee shop here in Fort Worth, and it's in a historical building. It's been making, its way onto all the platforms, and a lot of people that I follow and know have posted from there, and so I'm gonna go check it out, see what this coffee's about, see what this building is about. Where is this place? Where is it? Where is it? For me. Okay, here we go. I always thought my name looked like 5 a.m. So sometimes I sign my name 5 a.m. instead of Sam, and there's no mistaking whenever they call it out. But there you go. This is my autumn. Is that right? The autumn spice latte? Let's see if it tastes like autumn.
It's the season. Yeah.
It's the season. Anyways, I'll link the coffee shop. What's it called? Revive Coffee and Cafe. I'll give them a plug on the description below. Come and enjoy a conversation here and have a cup of coffee while you're here. All right, man, here we go. Got my boy Zeke with me. Just came back from the Marines. Good guy. And he's my first subject. He's gonna do the Failed podcast. Like, see, this is a regular cup of coffee, and then now it's a Christmas cup of coffee. How you doing? All right, Zeke. Here at the Failed Podcast vlog project.
Cool, I like that.
It's a long name. I like long names. I'm gonna take out that one because we practiced with that one. Right here, I'm supposed to have 20 questions. They're not 20. Mm-hmm. There's some quotes in here, and then I think I hit like 16 or so. I'm not finished yet. But the point of these is to walk up to people and say, pick a card, any card, whatever. And then once they pick it, I'm going to read the question and just give me your thoughts.
Okay.
At the Failed Podcast, we obviously focus on failure challenges and how people overcome and what they learned. And so that's what we're going to do. And so here you go, guys. Here's the first time. Zeke's my first one. I keep calling him Zeke. Sir.
It's okay.
Sir, Zeke. Anyways, I'm joking. And so here we go. Pick a card, any card. Boom. Hopefully it's a question this time. All right, here it is, guys. That's the question. Ready?
Sure.
How has failure made you better? And you hold it so you, just give us what's on the tip of your mind.
How has failure made you better? This is a good one. For those that are watching my background, I'm in the Marine Corps, or a veteran now. I just got out, so failure was a big thing throughout my Marine Corps career.
Yeah.
The past 5 years when I was doing it.
And yeah, thank you, man. So, how he answered, how has failure made you better? There we go. Let's see. Ready? Dude. Here we go. This is an old building. I believe probably 100 years, close to 100 years, from what I can feel definitely here. In Spanish, this is called a tela. In English, it's called a screen door. Oh, yep, sounds just like one. Okay, I found the issue with old homes. Imagine if you have 100 pair of shoes, 30 pair of pants, 100 pair of shirts, knickknacks, hats, belt, forget it. Here's the issue. That, my friend, is the closet. I'm gonna show you how big it is. Here, Zeke, hold it for me right there. That's how big it is. That's it. I can hang one shirt and one pant in here and one pair of shoes. That's it. Dude. Cold, and as you do things, as I'm doing this, YouTube thing and failed podcast, and it's important to know your craft. And my craft is communicating, but you can't communicate if no one's listening. I gotta have an audience, so I'm gonna do like ads and editing and reels and all that other stuff that doesn't seem like it connects to communicating, but you have to know your craft and you have to know your tools. So I want to look at this camera. Zeke's going to talk to us a little bit about it. Tell me about, it's obviously a Canon. Tell me a little bit about the camera. Point at what you're talking about. Show me some things about it, and then that way people can understand that you're not only a photographer, you do other things as well, but you understand your tools, you understand your craft, and that's important to grow. Yeah. So go for it. I'm listening.
So this particular camera is a Canon AE1 program. There's different models such as the Canon AE1, the AE, manufactured all throughout the 70s, 80s. Yeah. This one is my go-to film camera that I shoot with. It has a 50 millimeter lens on it, which is pretty, it's normal for these type of cameras, not unless you buy a different type of lens, but usually these are kit lenses. They come with these cameras. Yep, this one is a 35 millimeter film camera. For those that don't know, that's a smaller compared to like medium format, which is 120. I know I'm probably throwing out all these numbers, but they're just different sizes of the film that it takes.
How important is it to know your camera? Like when you're using it, trying to be artistic, or if you're doing a job, why is it important to know it?
Yeah, so I can compare it to today, people with their digital phones and cameras, you just kind of point and shoot. With the film camera, it's different. This one I can shoot all manual, meaning choose what aperture I want to shoot, just a shutter speed. And when I say aperture, like these numbers right here, choosing.
What is that doing? Does it do it again? Let me see if I can see the inside.
I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe not. So the aperture is basically, if you think about it, this is the aperture. It closes hand, and opens.
That's your hand.
What?
That's your hand. That's not the aperture. I'm joking.
But I was like,
that's my
that's
hand.
My hand.
This is the aperture. I'm joking.
Well, yeah. So basically, aperture's in here. But think about it. Yeah, think about it like this. Open.
Okay, what number would that be? Open your hand like that?
This one would be 22 or higher,
so
depending.
Bigger. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
smaller the number. This one goes to a 1.8.
Okay, do the big aperture. Boom. Do the small aperture.
That's
there
it.
You go.
So basically, what that does, the smaller the number, the wider the aperture.
Got it. Let's more light in and out.
Yeah, basically, bigger the number, smaller the aperture, lets less sunlight in, light.
Yeah. What's this? Is this touchscreen? What is
No.
that? How does that work?
So this is your shutter speed. You can change it, such as this is on 250, so 250th of a second. Just how fast
show me
it
what
goes.
your hand, what 15 looks like in 2000. Go.
So how do you show that?
I'm joking.
But basically, so this is like on 100th of a second. It's gonna take a really quick picture.
Yeah.
If you want to capture something in motion that's really quick, like a still life picture, I don't know, a bird flying, you'll get it.
Got it.
You have more motion, the smaller the number. Since
So
it takes longer.
let's just give everyone a little lesson. So if there was a cheetah running, I would shoot at 1,000 and I would catch him in the stride.
Yeah.
If I had it in 2, you wouldn't even catch it. He'd fly by and he'd be the bushes behind
Basically,
him.
yeah, you'll just see most of the motion blur. Most of these cannons are made in Japan. I'm assume they're the modern ones today are built here too.
Yeah.
But so this is your shutter release, or I'm sorry, your film release button. When you click that, there's film. I'm not gonna open it up because I ruined my film, but the film's right here. And it stretches over. No.
Good pictures, right?
Yeah.
Like when you had your good memory, right?
So
open it.
No. You know how expensive film is?
No, I have no clue.
It's expensive.
Okay. Back in the day, do you know how much it used to cost when this was out?
No, but I'm assuming probably like $1, maybe even less. $2.
Yeah. Now it's just getting crazy, right?
Now I spend probably like close, depending what brand, like $15 for one roll.
Is this touchscreen right here?
Yeah, it's touchscreen. No, I'm just kidding.
There's nothing digital.
There's nothing digital
about this camera.
Yeah, and so
there's no batteries, no power. This is all.
So this one has battery because there's a light meter inside.
Oh, okay.
That if you see through the viewfinder, actually you can probably.
What's the viewfinder? Is that the LED screen right there?
Yeah, you can probably.
Oh,
yeah, there it
goes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's it. The film I loaded back here. Open it up. Loads right here. Stretches over on this side. When you finish shooting, you click this button, unlocks it, and it allows you to rewind it.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's basically what that button does.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I mean, it's a very simple camera. I would recommend this for starters too, beginners getting into it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, tell me something inspirational, life-changing, I'm joking, about photography. Why do you like photography and what do you...
So, film photography, it really speaks to me only because you point, you shoot, but you don't know how it looked. You don't know how it came out until it's developed. So there's something about just kind of living in the moment, taking a picture and just leaving it that way. It's not like your phone, you take a picture, you look at it, you swipe, you don't like it, you delete it.
Yeah.
This is it.
We're spoiled now.
Yeah, so this is it. You shoot, you don't know how it looks. It can be not as good of a picture. It can be a really perfect picture, but you won't know. You kind of just go with the flow.
Thank you, Zeke.
Yeah.
What's going on? So today I'm trying to focus on your craft and what you need to know to do your job, right? Your craft produces something, and then typically what we produce, we want people to receive it well. So you have to get good at what you do. And so today I talked to Zeke. You'll see the Failed Podcast questions with him, and so he picked out a question. So what I did was, even though I have all the video, I took out the audio, and I'm working on it right now.
It's only fair to get him a nice.
Not on that side. That was just a video I'm watching. There we go. And so I'm working on it so that I can put it on the Failed Podcast, the audio side of it. And so right now I'm cutting it, chopping it up, removing everything that's not needed, and then tweaking it so that I can put it on. This is part of my craft so that I can get better at it. Editing is one of the skills that you really need to get good at if you're going to be doing social media, YouTube, podcasting, because if I had to give you an estimate, like let's just say you record for 30 minutes, it might take you an hour. to edit. So if you do 1 hour, it's going to take you 2 hours, give or take. It's not a set in stone formula, but editing is a slow process. So the more you do it, the more efficient you become. There's a certain, like, you can't become faster. Now you can automate it, you can pay someone to do it, but that's later on. But as you do it, as you're starting, you do it yourself, and so you want to be efficient. And the benefit of you doing it yourself is that you learn what you like and what you don't like, and as you continue to be better and better at it. I simply just use GarageBand for my podcast because it's just audio. I don't get fancy with it. I don't have a lot of music and things that I need to put in there. It's just me talking in an interview format, and as long as I got good audio to work with, I just gotta fix the spaces, the uhs, and if someone says, "Oh, I didn't mean to say that," I like to cut it out and help them out so they can sound the best that they can. So
the past 5 years when I was doing it, only because
here's what it looks like.
when you start out, specifically for those that don't know, boot camp, which is your entry train, I guess.
And I'll tweak it out.
The whole time.
I'll listen. That one's got a little too much bass on it, so.
That's perfect. Yeah. Everything that you do, fail.
So let me add some mids.
In the real world, you can fail, and it's not so bad. I imagine that if you fell in the Marine Corps during boot camp, it's like, what did you do?
It's a big wake up call, just because.
And as I'm editing it, I think about the listener. They're going to be in their car. They're going to be listening to earbuds. So I want to make sure the volume's at a good level so that they don't have to bump it up so loud on their end, so they can have it about a quarter to halfway up, and it's going to sound good in case they get a call or there's music on it if it's a video or something, so the sound doesn't just jump up so loud and then go down. Like, you don't want that. You want it. You don't need it to be perfect, but you want it to be smooth. You don't want it to have big jumps, because that'll hurt your ear, especially if you're in ear. But so I'm going to continue editing this, and again, in the journey of building the Failed Podcast, YouTube and Impact and Instagram, this is the behind the scenes. This is what's necessary. This is one of the tools. This is my craft right here. I sit here and I edit. I listen to it over and over and over, and then I put it out there. This is something you got to get good at, and so that's what I'm doing today. All right, here we go. Just working at it. I've created a description and pages. I edited, formatted here so that when I download it online, I just copy and paste it, and then this is saved away. My hashtags have accumulated, as I've done several of these, I add them, subtract them, and try to make it as efficient as possible. But this just makes it easy. I edited my audio, I've created my description, and now I'm about to go and download it. Every now and then you have to organize your bags because you have too many things. In knowing your craft, you have to be able to do the work, produce what you need, the raw materials. For me, it's video, audio, content, something that has to do with failure and challenges. Get out there, get it done, and then sit down in front of your computer and get to work. Today I shot a video. I tried a new concept out with the questions. I edited the audio. I posted it so that it's going to be available on the Failed Podcast. So I'll put that on social here in a bit. I wrote out the description, worked on it and tweaking it, making it better every single time. I put that out, and that's what it took. It took some time, but I understand what I need to do along the way to get a podcast out, an audio version, because remember, I'm focusing on video and I'm focusing on audio. In this instance, it's actually both. The full-length video will come out, but there was an interview in the middle that I thought it was great, so I wanted to take that out and make its own little podcast, and that's what I posted. So I hope when you see it, you listen and enjoy. And along with the work here, remember, I'm also running a small business, and so there you go. I booked 2 jobs, and the day continues. And now time for lunch. Another important daily task is to get some physical activity in. I have not done so good in that subject, but I'm about to take a pretty long walk to grab lunch. And as you're building and as you're doing, how important is that? You're gonna need the energy. So, yeah.